The teen was detained and placed in the back of a police car. And Nipsey Hussle's children have officially received their inheritance nearly 7 years after the rapper's death. Court records show his estimated $11 million estate was divided equally between his two children, Imani and Cross, following the resolution of legal matters. Get BIN News now, on demand, 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Then hear us on WBOK1230.com.
Late nights in New Orleans. Some voices entertain the city. Some voices changing. You already know who on the air tonight. Gerod. Gerard on the radio. Whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerard on the radio. Truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store. Whole city locked in. French Quarter nights with the rain coming down. Whole city talk, but the truth stay underground. Funny how the silence break whenever he speak. Certain conversations never make the TV. Voice through the speakers got the whole city tuned. Higher ups nervous every time he hit the room. Cause he say what the people been feeling for years. Bringing light to the stories they don't want us to hear. From the uptown lights to the night war pain. Every word hit different when it cut through the rain. Everybody know the truth, you never said aloud. Till Gerard hit the airwaves and it shook the whole town. And the streets keep calling through the static in the night. Every word feel different when Gerard go live. Gerard on the radio. Whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerard on the radio. Truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store. Whole city locked in. Streetcars roll while the city stay awake. Everybody got a story, everybody got away. Funny how the phones go quiet when he name names. Funny how the pressure rise when he shift the conversation. He talks schools, streets, money disappearing. Backdoor deals that the public ain't hearing. Things get buried when the cameras don't roll, but the people tune in cause Gerard let it unfold. From the jazz in the streets to the smoke in the sky. The wall is still fighting, still holding it high. And the city feels seen every time that he speak. Cause the truth hit harder when it finally run deep. Now the whole town riding with the station on loud. Hands high while they sing every word through the crowd. Can you feel the city breathing? Every late night conversation. Through the speakers, through the rain. Ooh, New Orleans, don't sound the same. Gerard on the radio. Whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerard on the radio. Truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store. Whole city locked in. Yeah. You're now rocking with Gerard, the voice they couldn't silence. New Orleans, stand up.
Whoa, now. That's the jam right there. I'm sorry, that's the jam. That is the jam. Boy, he did that. He did that one. Every time I hear it different. Yeah, I get people stopping me out in the street now for the song. And you saw how Dom came up in here. Yep. That's my boy. What's going on, good people? Hoping everybody had a great weekend. It rained all weekend and we got flooded. Oh boy, did we get flooded. Didn't stop none of the politics from happening. Didn't stop none of the stuff we started talking about last week from happening, I just got to the point now where I'm like, New Orleans ain't real. New Orleans is not real. What's taking conversation, the top conversation piece for the weekend and for, I guess, the remainder of last week and this weekend was about Nolan Wells. And it's still a conversation piece that everybody's talking about. Young man goes to an island off the Mississippi coast to hang out with his friends. And then what you end up with is a young man who got killed in the process. Was it an accident? Was it something that happened? Everybody got I think everybody has their own assessment of what happened, but we want to find out the real truth. And we're trying to figure that out. I will say this, and we'll open up the telephone lines, let everybody got something to say about this one. Nolan Wells, the young man who's a football player, 18 years old, goes on a boat trip. The only African American hanging out with him on an island off the Mississippi coast, and doesn't come back home. Ends up dead. Folks are trying to find out, is this a racial issue? An accident? But it's interesting, I think, that everybody's looking around and saying, wait a minute, hold up. How come nobody knew where he was? If y'all so close friends. Plus, somewhere on the video of his phone, they found video where he's arguing or someone's arguing with him. And I'm like, okie dokie then. So let me ask you, because everybody got an opinion. So, and that seems to be the conversation piece everywhere these days, even all through social media. What did you think? When you saw it, what did you think? Nolan Wells, was this somebody killed him? Was this a hush-hush with his friends? Because somebody did something wrong? I was going to try to wait till the autopsy came back, but this seems to be the hot topic everybody wants to talk about. And I know that a lot of you, including me, are tired of these types of issues happening to our kids. Because it seems like at least once a year, we have something that happened to one of our black young boys or black young ladies. So what do you look like when you're having the conversation? Are you saying, hey, racism got something to do with this one? Or are you saying there's probably an accident? Which one? 504-582-9422. I will say this much about that case. I am glad to see that superstars, I'm going to say superstars, that have the money, that have the knowledge to say we're going to put our money where our mouth is. Byron Allen put $100,000 up. He put $100,000 up. We also have folks like Tyler Perry putting his money where his mouth is. Spike Lee putting his money where his mouth is. And then you got Colin Kaepernick who said, guess what, y'all? I'm going to pay for the autopsy. I'm going to pay for the independent autopsy. So men that know that some things can happen and you shouldn't just take somebody's word for it, even if they are part of the government, don't take their word for it. And he went on ahead and said, nope, we're not going to take your word for it. We're going to look for this ourselves. Smart? I think so. I think so. I would say pretty much. But what's interesting in this whole scenario to me is one of the boys' mother, who's a judge, made comments about this case and her son. She could be violating her own canons. Because a sitting judge, you don't think would be a part of that conversation piece when there's an open case. And if there is a rumor of this, you could have violated your own laws, your own ethics, and be in trouble. So I know that everybody will say, well, you know, she's got to try to guard her son. But don't you want the truth to come out too? But y'all notice this? That every year we have at least one. And we say the same thing. That we got to guard our children, or we got to tell our children what they should and what they shouldn't do. If they get stopped by the police, you got to tell them, keep their hands on the wheel. We just want you to come home. If a young lady is out here and she's not with somebody else, we got to make sure that they're doing the right things, and we just want them to come home. So what should it be? What would you tell your kids? Nobody wants to hear that their kids got in any type of trouble like that, to the point where they're not coming home. Nobody wants that. We don't wish that on anybody's kids. But I think this is going to be the week that we're going to find out through that autopsy what happened. I hope so. I do hope so. Over the weekend, we saw that, which was very unexpected, Lindsey Graham, dead at 71. Dead at 71. I got to tell you, it's very seldom that I can go on social media, look through it, see these comments from other folks. Nobody wishes anybody dead. But I got to tell you, some of these comments that we see for Lindsey Graham are not cute. They are not. They are not cute. And I know you can get every once in a while, you know, folks saying what they got to say. But every last one of them, every last one of them. It's like, good Lord. Every last one of them. Not one good comment. Well, God rest his soul. I know that his colleagues may have good stuff to say about him, but I got to tell you, the regular public didn't have too much good to say about him. And then you got the other one, Mitch McConnell. There are so many rumors flying around about Mitch McConnell. I got to ask y'all, Is he alive or is he dead? Is Mitch McConnell alive or is he dead? Because that picture of him sitting up with the smile on his face and his wife sitting beside him, it's been too many people that have come back and put themselves in the place of his wife saying that's not real. I'm like, what? They putting themselves where she's sitting, saying that's all photoshopped. So is he alive? Or is he dead? I don't know if I'm alive or dead there, Howard. I gotta tell you, this is going to be a moment, but I'm gonna take this moment right now and just show you how to do it. Mitch, you all right? Mitch, you all right? Mitch. They say they're trying to keep him alive. And I think it's interesting that they're trying to keep him alive because of politics. Y'all, I don't care what I do, how I do it, or how I did it. Don't keep me alive because of politics. Don't keep me, let me go. Let me go. Not because of no politics. Sorry. That's terrible. That is terrible to me. Let the man go. Let him go. Well, let's get to the New Orleans, folks. Because y'all got something to talk about, too. This weekend's weather. The flooding. Oh, Lord. The flooding, and the flooding. I was saying to myself, they gonna ask and crucify this man because of the flooding. And we're gonna get some more tonight. We're going to get some more tonight. We'll talk about that in a minute. You can talk to me about your flooding in just a minute. Everybody hold tight. We got to take our first break here. We'll take a break. We'll come back, have some more conversation in just a minute, y'all. Everybody hold tight. It's right here on WBOK.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
When it comes to family planning, should you go with a will or a trust?
A will is like leaving instructions to the court. It tells them who gets what, but your family still has to go through a succession, which can be costly and time-consuming.
A trust, on the other hand, avoids court altogether. So when the time comes, everything transfers smoothly to your loved ones.
It's a little more work up front, but way less hassle and expense later. Plan smart, save time, and take care of your family.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net. or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, y'all. Sorry, on the phone talking at the same time. That was a very important call we had to get done. Gerard Stevens with you on Monday. Let's see, my first co-host, she's still sick, and she's in a deposition. I'm like, come on now. You can't be doing both work. You need to stay at home and get yourself well. Suzette out here working. Can't even talk to you without coughing. So I'm on her butt about getting well. But she's still working. Second co-host is in Africa. Yeah, she went to Africa, Dr. Shepard. And Dr. Shepard, I'm hoping is not going to stay in Africa because she wanted to go and she went. So we'll probably be reaching out to her sometime in the week to see what's going on in Africa. We'll see. We'll see. All right, 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422. Flooding. Nobody wants to hear that the city can't handle lots of water. I think within the last, 5 to 10 years, somewhere in there, Uptown and Lakeview are getting the brunt of what we see as far as flooding is concerned when we have major downpours. Am I right about it? I'm talking about Orleans Parish. When we have major downpours, we see that Uptown and probably Lakeview get the brunt of the flooding. Every once in a while, we'll hear other places get that flooding as well. So how do you fix it? Well, this week's flooding of NOLA is probably saying the same old, same old. Something broke. Something didn't cut in. Something didn't cut on. We didn't know. We didn't have the staffing. It took about an hour and a half to get ready to go. It took another 45 minutes for us to figure it out. If I'm starting to sound like some of the folks on the city council, y'all, I can tell you it's coming. Well, what you mean? It's coming. It's coming tomorrow or Thursday, one of the two. And with it coming, we're going to hear threats. You should have known better. Ain't you tired of this? My constituents are complaining. The Sewage and Water Board has got too much stuff going on in the city. And last but not least, you make too much money for this stuff to be happening. That's what we're going to hear. Incompetence might be one of those things, too. We heard that through some of the other leaders. But if you hear that, and you've heard it before, which you have, I guess the last part of this is what has changed. Leadership changed, but the problems still persist. Let me say that again. The leadership changed, but the problems still persist, right? So as I analyzed it and I put things in my own little bitty perspective, it made me ask the question as I thought this through. And you all can help me out with this. Until there is not a changing of the person, but a changing of the equipment, we go kind of have the same stuff happening over and over and over again. Don't you think? Am I wrong? I mean, let's say we got new people. Let's say we had people there. Then we'll start having a conversation about people working overtime. Then we'll start having conversations about people not doing their job, or that the equipment didn't work and they were there. But I wonder what would make the people that are always critics, include myself. I'm a critic. I call myself a critic. Maybe sometime a little bit worse when I become a critic because I got a microphone. But let's say we got a lot of critics that are going to get up and say something about this. But unless we change the system, which is over 100 years old, what y'all expect? We got a system, y'all, that pumps what? The first what? 8 inches, 6 inches of water out, and then a half inch every hour after that. Each hour, another half inch. Did y'all see how that water came down? Oh, in Lakeview, we were flooded. I live in Lakeview. We were flooded. Or nothing you could do. Nada. Except move your car. We had more cars in the neutral ground. Won't too much you could do. Secondly, if I got an old system and every year I hear the same thing, we're going to pump this many inches the first hour, and then after that, you get a half inch every hour after that. And we got torrential downpours that are coming where you're getting 2 and 3 inches an hour. You're going to flood. Am I wrong? But if that's the system, we know it's the system. And then we got the audacity to start asking, well, what happened? It flooded. That's what happened. We got a system that can't keep up with the rainwater. Well, it went down. Yeah, it went down. All right, let me put something else in perspective. Let me ask y'all this question. I want to ask y'all this question. How many times in the last 10 years have we heard anybody from Sewage and Water Board, spokesperson, superintendent, the CEO, the mayor, anybody, tell me one time. I'm really looking for this number. How many times have we heard before there is a torrential downpour, a tropical storm, a bad anything when it comes to rain? How many times have we heard all 90-some pumps that we have are working? How many times have you heard that all the pumps in New Orleans are working? Shouldn't that be the goal that we shooting for? How come nobody can tell me that all the pumps in New Orleans are working? How many folks have ever heard that all the turbines in the city of New Orleans are working? All right, let me ask you this question. How many folks have ever said, by the way, we drained all the pumps in all those areas. We drained the areas before we had that storm. How many folks have ever heard that? Okay, I'll go some more. How many folks have ever questioned and asked anybody, where is that generator that was hooked up to Sewage and Water Board that was on the back of that tractor trailer that they took out and parked it in New Orleans East? Where is it? It was $80 million. What happened to it? Somebody got an 18-wheeler, backed up to the generator, hooked it up, and stole it. What they doing with it? It's tractor trailer size. You can't hide it. Ain't nobody folded it up and said, look, we're going to put this in my pocket, bro. I got a Tonka toy. What? Where'd it go? Nobody know? Nobody know. Noonday.
Gerard, how you doing?
Good, man. What's happening with you?
Man, this sewage and water board is out of control. You know, we're expecting, I think, 2-3 days some weather. So the people are left because they know they're going to flood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can have 30 minutes of rain, we're going to flood. Like you said, who took that generator and where's that, you know? But when I go way back, I'm going way back. The brother that just came here, I don't think it's his fault because he came into a situation that was already messed up. And when they built this $300 million power plant and everything, and we see every day is failing, and they refuse to tell the people that the plant don't work. Common sense will tell you because it keeps failing. But out, and the people are hurting.
I mean, your phone going out, Noonan. Your phone keep going
you
out.
can hear me now, Gerard?
Yeah, I got you
Can
now.
you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
So every time it's flood, who's getting taxed for that? The taxpayers. If water come in your house or it flood because of the city, Sujan Water Board, I call them the swindle board. But at the end of the day, the people are hurting and suffering with this Sujan Water Board. All that money they got since Katrina, they got Joe Biden money. And nobody's asking the question, Gerard, where that money have went. Look like to me, it should be an audit. Look like to me, it should be a forensic audit and investigation to see where all the money went.
Well, they should have audited. Like, they
they
should have audited that long. They should have audited that while Mitch Landrieu was the mayor.
There you go. And that's what I'm saying. But Mitch got away scot-free at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And he got on Joe Biden team. And what they made him, they say he was going to be over infrastructure, right?
Yep.
For Louisiana, for New Orleans. And what did we get? Nothing. But nobody wants to call Mitch's name. But at the end of the day, that Susan Water Board was messed up way back. But when Mitch got in, that's when the audit should have came. Because we'll see that Mitch Landrieu family members got money from the Sujan Water Board. We'll see that they wasn't properly fixing pipes and everything, but at the end of the day, it's wrong for the people to keep going and suffering through when the streets flood and everything, because then I think they was right beneath the bridge. I saw the car in water, and I couldn't believe it because it was only 1 hour worth of rain. So we are in trouble in this city of New Orleans with the Sujan Water Board, and everything you said was right on spot. Then they holler, oh, we cleaning the drains. Oh, this not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And right on Broad Street, have you ever went looked in there, Gerard, and looked in the canals, and shout out to the brother Steve Nelson who left Sujan Water Board. When I went to this brother, the canals had ties. It had all kind of stuff, but that brother cleaned that out. But since this brother has left Steve Nelson, a lot of neglect is gone, and he was trying his best, you know what I'm saying? But what got me, Gerard, the most is everybody comes to New Orleans and be the Susan Water Board director, right? But how is it they always leave with $500,000?
I mean, that's the deal that they make. That's just the deal that they make. And that deal, I think, should have some type of, I guess more so than anything else, that there should be some parameters.
That's right. And it ain't no parameters, because for what tell me if I'm wrong, Gerard, maybe you know better than me, they have a hell of a package when they leave.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so at the end of the day, the people suffering, and the more they're going to go on your and tell you had to pay because you had to pay for this, you had to pay for that, just like they're talking about removing all the lead pipes. I'm with that, Gerard, right? But at the end of the day, if you take $300 million and can't get a plant right, how y'all going to move some lead pipes? Stevie Wonder could have been on the Sujan Water Board. At least we would have known he was blind, and that's why he messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just know that I think it was a bad idea, whoever came up with the plan before this gentleman that runs it now, to go ahead on and break up all of Decatur Street and go ahead on and say, oh, we're just going to put in these new pipes and you're going to shut down all these different businesses. I do believe that was wrong. That was very wrong.
And
but you should have done that in
right,
sections.
Gerard. And the businesses are suffering and leaving. But why couldn't we do this? Everybody was out the city and hurting during Katrina. Shouldn't we tore up streets and brought pipes and dealt with it then? That made sense. But they didn't.
So I do believe that Mayor Cantrell was on the right path. I don't know what happened to that plan. I need to ask what happened to a plan. But one of the things I know that she was trying to do, and I don't know who was heading this up, but it was water displacement. So different places get, I think, a lot of different water. But what she had come up with, along with her team, is more water displacement. So when we see different areas of the city getting ready to flood, they would take that water, pump that water from one place to another. Like we see water getting ready to flood a neighborhood, they would have pumps ready to pump that water to where a playground is or something of that sort, because the kids not out there playing right now. And they would pump that water in different places so it wouldn't flood your area.
Yeah, and I think that was smart, but I think they got these called retention ponds, right? Now, Gerard, they got all these retention ponds. So I went to Gentilly and I went to the east. These ponds, people are being paid to do the ponds, but guess what, Gerard? The retention ponds, one of the contractors made $700,000 and never been there in a year or two.
Wow.
So they're not even keeping the retention ponds up, but they got grass contracts. They got contracts to keep the retention ponds up. But at the end of the day, nobody is auditing these people or checking these people. So these people just come and go to New Orleans. You can rob them.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I just wanted to say that because it's frustrating, Gerard. And when some of our elders, believe it or not, our seniors or our sick, go through all that when they're seeing all this flooded water, or say you trying to get to your loved one or your mama and you at work, but it's raining an hour and it didn't flood and you trying to make it. It's difficult and it's hard on you trying to get to your elderly mother or the seniors or your family members. Yeah. But every time we get excuses and then they come back and say, oh, the bandit flipped the switch on. Oh, this thing doing that. You know, it's just a disgrace. And one more thing, Gerard, before I get off here, energy. Energy got to do a better job. People power went out today. A lot of people was without power.
Today?
So we having a problem. Yeah, today. Today, they was out of power. You know, power was out. They got a power outage and everything. And a lot is going on at energy with that. And people is sick and tired because we paying our water, we paying our lights. But every time we look up, our bills going up. But nothing happening to these people. Something got to break, Gerard.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Something got to break.
Yeah. I do think
so I just wanted to say that.
I do think that there could be some better preparation. And look, I can't tell these folks how to be prepared for no storm, but I do think this, that if they know a storm is coming, then there should be operators at the majority of these plants, just in case. Right. Just in case. Like you said, one of the automated pumps went out, and there were no pumps uptown in Lakeview for at least an hour and a half. So yeah, I'm looking at this 35 outages, 142 customers, and that was updated 40 minutes ago. So yeah, they got 35 outages.
That's crazy. All right, Gerard. Thank you, man.
All right, Noonay. We'll holler.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Right. Dono.
Hey, man.
What's happening with you?
Bro, it's about investment, bro. You know, we know the pumps are bad. Why we haven't invested in change some of them pumps? They had the money, okay? And what about Uptown where they dug up for a whole year and changed the drainage and it's supposed to go out to the river, and it didn't work. Okay, now they won't blame this man.
Well,
you remember that?
Yeah, I mean, all I know is that this your baby now. I don't care who was in charge of it last year, but this your baby now, so you're gonna have to take the hit.
Yeah, he taking the hit.
He take the hit, but I don't think that this is anything different than what we saw before. He gonna take the hit, but I do think that the preparation has got to be different. And sometimes it just takes somebody just saying, "Hey, do the setup before you get tossed up from the neck up. Just do the setup. Put somebody out there that can get these things back online whenever they go off."
They got to have some supervision. That's a supervision problem there, you know.
Well,
and then somebody used to be up there and make sure the pumps working. I mean, whoever over the pumps, you know, a supervisor. Supervisor should be up there making sure it's going right. You know, it's up there one location where all that's at. You know, so no way a pump should be off for an hour and a half.
But have we ever had a report to come back to hear all the pumps working at the same time?
Well, the pump out there at Lakeview been acting up for a long time. Okay.
Lakeview
news
and
media
Uptown.
will tell you that.
Uptown too.
Yeah.
But when have we
And
ever
they-
had one report though, Donald, that all the pumps are
Yeah.
working?
They don't never work all of them to work. What I'm saying is, when we had all the billions of dollars, we should have replaced some of them pumps.
Yep.
At least the worst ones.
Yep.
You know.
So.
You know, and they blame somebody else coming in there, and politicians been messing around and not doing the right thing. You know.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, they're trying to blame. They're trying to see if they flood in the French Quarter. Yeah, see.
That's coming up too. Watch tomorrow or watch Thursday, one of the two. So, all right,
If
Donald.
he hadn't- All right.
I got to get out of here, do my little break real quick. We'll come right back. I'll talk to you later, brother.
All right.
More coming up, y'all. We got to do a break here. More coming up next.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM. Or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another open enrollment update. Who do I have on the line today?
Hi, you're speaking with Vanessa Scott of BSG of Louisiana.
Can you tell us a little bit about what is open enrollment?
The open enrollment period is for Medicare members that want to change from one plan to another.
Why is open enrollment so important?
Because a lot of people missed out on the annual enrollment period. So they need to have a one-on-one review.
And if you have questions or concerns about your Medicare plans, what should you do?
You just pick up the phone, call 504-621-3687. We even come out to your house. Zero cost to them.
Get with BSG of Louisiana for your Medicare review.
For church groups, senior communities, or disability organizations, call 504-621-3687. We are an independent insurance agency providing information about Medicare-related insurance plans. We are not connected or endorsed by Medicare or the U.S. government.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Ronnie, you still with me? Ronnie? We lost him. Ronnie, call me back. I'm sorry it took so long for me to get to you. Everybody called in before you, and then I had to take my break, so you can call me back. So did you get affected? You got affected?
No.
No?
No. Well, I don't think so. I don't know. But I was, like I said, I was in Alabama this weekend, so it missed me. Well, I missed it.
I got more water in front of our building this time than I've been in my apartment now for 4 years, about 4 years.
Mm.
And out of the 4 years, this was probably the scariest one. As far as water's concerned. I was like, wait a minute, hold up here. But I live on the second floor. But I'm looking at the door and I'm going like, that's not normal. How'd the water get all the way up here, all through the driveway where everybody was parking? So I was like, that's not normal at all. And so it made me pay attention more this time. And then when it did stop raining, I noticed how long it took for the water to drain. and get out of here. Then I also noticed, and I'm trying to figure out how we can do something about that, the catch basins. The number of things, whether it's trash, whether it's old grass, leaves, or whatever it is, that block the catch basins and stop the water from draining. So me being who I am, got out there in my little boots. I got my, who would have ever thought? You see Gerod in those shrimp boots? I had shrimp boots, bro. I got shrimp boots. You'll never see me in those shrimp boots unless you have to. But I got out there in my shrimp boots, got my little rake, went in front of the catch basin, and soon as I moved all that junk that was in front of the catch basin, I mean, the water just started flowing. It was moving fast. I was like, okay. So cleaning the catch basins is one thing. And I understand when they say make sure you get out there and clean your catch basins for folks before you can, before the storm. But it wasn't the fact that the catch basin was dirty or had trash in front of it. It happened after all that water moved. When that water moved, it was like everything came to the catch basin. All the trash, all the leaves, everything. And that's what clogged it back up again. You got to have somebody out there that's going to move it after the fact. So, I don't know. All right, what you say, cousin?
Hey, cuz.
What's going on with you?
How you doing?
Good. How you?
Well, for old man pushing and shoving, I'm trying to stay parallel to the ground.
Well, I know you're doing it. I know you're doing it. What's going on?
I look, I'm going to defend the Melpomene Street Canal. You know, the one that's not too far from y'all. I don't know if you passed over there when you left. That bad boy was about 4 inches from the top, and that water was flowing.
Everybody was talking about that. That water was moving, how fast it was moving.
Oh, yeah.
And
look,
how close it was to the top. Yeah, it was moving.
Yeah. I haven't seen that canal that high in a minute, but that rain came down.
But, you know, that thing is scary if you're not used to seeing something like that because it's huge, number one. And number two, that's a whole lot of water. You don't get pushed off or jump in there and think you're going to survive.
Yeah. Look, I can tell you Central City, but a part of Earhart Boulevard, they had water up to the car headlights. They had several cars were stuck in different areas where I know the water wasn't flowing through the drainage canal. But see, I told the city years ago, we went to one of those city hall meetings. You cannot just clean the catch basin out. You got to back flush it with a fire hose to make sure the pipe that you don't see is flowing to the main but the main drain line that's located in the middle of the street. Those guys, they come, they suck out the catch basin itself. But you don't back flush it, you ain't doing anything. You wetting your pants for a warm feeling, but that's not the feeling you want.
Yes, and daggone dear. I've never heard it put that quite that eloquently.
Look, you can write it down. I didn't invent it.
I won't repeat
that.
that.
Passed on to me by Elder.
No, sir, I do not want to repeat that at all.
Well, it's okay. Look. We all know we've been there before.
Yes,
and if you haven't been there, keep living, and you will get there.
No, sir. I tell you what was scary to me. Now, I don't know if it still happens because I try to make it a point not to be anywhere in the vicinity when there's a flood like that coming. And that is, if you live on the West Bank and you go back about 5 to 10 years, you couldn't drive down General de Gaulle because that canal would overflow. And you didn't know if you were driving on the street or if you was on your way in the canal.
Look, we had talked about that many years ago with the city, having an embankment so that when you do touch an embankment, it'll let you know, don't go any further for us, what we call the canal or neutral ground, as we call it in the city of New Orleans. But I'm going to share this with you, too. I live on Bullitt, and Morrison Street Canal is 2 houses from me.
Mm-hmm.
When we have, imminent heavy rain, they do not drain these canals. You need to drain them so you can handle the water that's, going to drain into them naturally, and then the pump will pump them out from there.
Right.
But that's the natural fact on that. I don't understand why they don't drain down those canals so that they can handle the water. Now, you ride out here anytime you want on Morrison Street, and I don't know why they don't do it, but they don't drain them down.
I don't know why that, because that Morrison corridor is very important too. It goes from one end of the east to the other end. That's
right. Exactly right. And it pumped the water right into the lake.
I used to live on LaFouche Street. I used to live on LaFouche Street, right at the end of LaFouche and Morrison. My house was there. And I never forget that I think it was like the Mother's Day flood.
Yeah.
That was my first flood in the city of New Orleans. When I saw that water coming over those embankments of that canal, and I'm standing right there looking at it, and it rose up so quick, I was like, oh, no. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. That was my first time seeing that. And didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, we talk about that 100-year storm and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how they count. You getting them storms often.
And I don't even think that we have seen the brunt of what's coming. Because we're not in August, and remember, the peak is in September.
Yeah.
But I do know one thing: with all this heat, we causing a lot of tropical issues. We seeing tsunamis on the other side of the world. We seeing wind tornadoes. What they call them, fire tornadoes.
Yeah.
We starting to see a whole bunch of stuff. I gotta tell you, I've never seen it like this before. I think we in trouble as far as the weather's concerned.
It's my cousin on my daddy's side. That's Trump. That's them Trump nights. He's being spanked. But look, this might also take that flood that they're having in what's called the Mississippi Valley, up above us, north of us. Ohio, all them different rivers, they drain into the Mississippi, and it's coming down, and they're going to open up those Bonaccara Spillway canals to get it, unless they open up the one round, I think, little further up, they open that up around the that other canal they have, a little further up going past Lafayette.
Yeah. I know that they usually open it up and try to drain some of that water that's coming, but of course, we then become environmentally unsafe because we mixing that water up again.
Oh yeah, and it also affects your fishing, your seafood.
Yeah, that was going to end up being a fish kill.
Yeah, that's straight up, and it takes a good minute for that to rekindle itself when all your mamas are washed out into the Gulf.
Mm-hmm. It'll flush itself, but I just gotten to the point where I'm looking around, and I'm going to say this too, because this is important, and I hope everybody understands what I'm saying. How come Jefferson Parish has just as much flooding, just as many issues with their water table and their water system, but they don't get the criticism like we do? This past weekend, they had a whole bunch of flooding. The system wasn't working completely. They were on there talking about, so we got all our pumps working. But if you remember, that their system is old too.
Yeah, that area around Clearview,
out by Clearview and Elmwood.
Yeah, that area always floods. It's a poor design on the drainage system too. That's why they built those. They're the first one to have retention ponds.
But it made me ask the question: where is the same, I guess, tenacity to say, okay, let's talk about them on the news, compared to we got a system that's not going to work at all, and their system goes down too. It went down this weekend.
Look, G, it's about who you want to embarrass.
Well,
okay. You know, the media, I call it more subjective than objective.
I like the way that Randy Heyman handled it. He sat right there at the desk, got his little camera, and he started reading off. This is what happened. Da 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 da. Transparency. Here you go. This is what happened, and I guess this is what happened, and we'll take care of it the next time. But we do have to do better. I do not expect him to say, "Oh, nothing happened because we got a new system." Now, if we got a brand new system, that's a whole nother issue. But how do you expect a man to fix these issues when you got an old system, 100-year-old system? Only thing changed in this whole system was the fact that we got new personnel. That's it.
Right.
So,
well, look, G, also look at who is actually living in New Orleans. And our population is down, it will continue down because the property value taxes keep going up and the quality of jobs is not in New Orleans.
well, it made me ask the question about Louisiana and what's important to them. And then there's a report that's out, I think it's out today or it came out Friday, that says that Louisiana is one of the top 10 states that nobody wants to be a part of. They say it's one of the worst states. Like, okie dokie, here we go. All right, Brent, let me take these calls.
All right, take care, cuz.
I'll talk to you soon. All right, T-Bone.
How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Sound like the same old to me. That same sloppy Joe sandwich that we have every year when it floods. Oh, this pump went out. Oh, this area flooded. Oh, it took this many and this many inches of water, and it's the same old song.
But it just made me ask the question, though. Why the criticism about the same 100-year-old system on the person that's running the same 100-year-old system?
Well, here's the backstory, okay? The people that's really pulling the strings in the background, not the ones that stand in front of the press like the mayor and the guy over Sewage and Water Board. No. The old money that don't want to fix these old buildings, don't want to fix their rental properties, don't want to put money into the infrastructure of the city, don't want to put money into sewage. Why? Because their areas are fine. Where they live at, they're not worried about flooding in their house. They're not worried about their personal items getting messed up. They're not worried about losing power because they got generators. They're not worried about natural gas because they have all their stuff elevated and working fine. Same way that Trump doesn't care about affordability because he doesn't know what affordability is. He can afford anything that is necessary and that he wants. That's why. And by the way, Jefferson Parish ain't saying nothing because they're not letting you know how bad it is. Because they got bad plumbing too, like you said. I wonder what those people in the French Quarter are saying that was complaining about Sewage and Water Board trying to work on their streets and all of the sewage. See, you won't have flooding up there if you let the people fix it. Now, you could get mad if something like that happened yesterday and nobody was working on it. Well, why they can't fix this? We're the oldest city in the world, and we get too many tourists. You would hear that song on the thing. Well, why we still have flooding in the streets in 2026? Because you still got 100-plus-year-old plumbing underneath your damn restaurant. You got 100-year-old plumbing underneath the Cabildo, underneath the Jackson Square, underneath all of those historic bars and debauchery places and restaurants going up and down near the French Market, near St. Louis Cathedral. All of that is as old as the city. That's why.
I just think it's interesting that this year we saw and hear about the money that was there for the Sewage and Water Board debauchery of fixing the French Quarter. And now we got a lawyer involved, and they're asking the governor to audit, and they're asking all this stuff to go on because these businesses are mad that their business is going to shut down because they're not getting the clientele that they need to survive.
Well, see, now
hold
stuff
on.
like
Let me tell you why I said that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you know this is not the first time that's been done, right?
Nope.
They did it down Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
And then shut down Bourbon Street. Them people went down Bourbon Street any daggone way. And they went from one end to the other end replacing pipes. But they did it under a different person. They did it under bitch.
Well, let me take you back for a minute, about 4 or 5 years. Anybody remember when COVID hit and RTT shut things down in the city because she didn't want more people to get sick? Those same people was mad with her, saying, well, you killing our businesses and the other. Fool, if you kill people coming to your business because of COVID, they're going to die anyway.
Right.
They
wanted to open the city back up. They wanted TD to open the city back up.
Yeah, because they couldn't make money.
But that was the business entity of Jefferson Parish.
But that's the thing. You can't make money if everybody's at home anyway.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's the thing. My mom was talking about this to me the other day. She said, why people keep going under that underpass when they know it's going to rain like that by Carrollton? Every year it gets flooded. Every year somebody get trapped underneath it. And it's always a small car. There's never no big old 4x4 truck that's sitting 3-4 feet off the ground, tall as a damn house. There's always somebody with a little bitty ass car trying to get underneath there. Why they do that? And Mama said, you would think common sense would, but Mama, sense ain't always common.
No.
Sense ain't always common. And that's the other part of this. The people that's behind this, the people that's controlling the money, they don't use common sense either. Because you wouldn't hear about this on TV if the people with the common sense that's controlling the money would spend the money for infrastructure to fix infrastructure. But they don't care. Again, if it don't affect them, they don't care. Just like Trump said, oh, I don't care about inflation. Oh, I don't know what all affordability is. Oh, I don't care about people wanting to use food stamps. They don't need it.
Yeah.
That's their mindset. And that's the mindset of that old white money that's long green.
Yep. All right, T-Bone.
All right, y'all. Stay up. Peace.
Dang, bro, I didn't know I did that. I did that? I'm sorry. Y'all, I skipped over our news. Talking to y'all. Got carried away. I did that for real? I must be getting really senile. I'm really getting concerned about that. More coming up, folks. Let's do our news here and we'll come back with more and get your calls in at 504-582-9422. More coming up.
From the campus of Xavier University.
Yeah.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. California Governor Gavin Newsom says he supports the process of selecting a new Democratic nominee in Maine's Senate race, saying it's time for Democrats to move forward.
Every second we're talking about the past is a second wasted in terms of the essential nature of that race.
The move comes after Democrat Graham Plattner suspended his campaign amid a sexual assault allegation he denies. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson's effort to put a millionaire tax question before voters has been blocked. City Council committee ruled the proposal did not qualify as an emergency measure. The advisory referendum would have asked voters whether they support a 3% tax on millionaires. And Schoolboy Q is teasing a new album. The rapper announced a project titled Thank Q on Instagram, telling fans he's putting the finishing touches on the 12-track release. No release date has been announced. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, right back at you. Right back at you. I'm like amazed, bro. Why ain't you tell me? Really? Oh, I was doing you like you usually do me? Ignore you? You usually ignore me, bro. You really do. I'd be like jumping through hoops. Yeah, trying to get your attention, man.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to get your attention.
Now you see how I feel.
Huh? What? I see how I feel. Oh, no. Back. Other way. Now you know how I feel. Nah. Yes, indeed. Wednesday. 12 o'clock. Remember? I got you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to text you. All right. Oh, you see how you treat me now? Yes, indeed. Galloway, what's going on, man?
Voulez-vous français?
What's this? Oh, you in France?
I'm practicing my French for tomorrow.
Oh, I ain't know if you was in France or what. Seeing what you did.
No, they'll be playing in Dallas tomorrow.
Yes,
if one of these superstars don't carry us up out of here, but it's all good though.
Oh, that's right. Cause this is like the Final Four, huh?
Yeah, this is the semifinals. This is the last one I'm going to tomorrow, man. I don't have enough money to go to the finals unless everybody want to donate at least $10,000 to my cause.
Man, you need to tell somebody that don't know you that information because I know you got the I know you got the money. Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm broker than the Ten Commandments. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Broker than the Ten Commandments.
But you know, Gerard, seeing over the past weekend what happened, I keep telling people New Orleans got hit with another perfect storm. You're below sea level. Climate change is real, and your pumps wasn't working correctly. Mm-hmm. With that amount of rain that came down with somebody below sea level with pumps malfunctioning, ain't nothing you can do too much about that besides turn around, don't drown, and get you a canoe.
I thought that was going to end up being the issue until I heard the pumps didn't work in Lakeview. And I said, okay, this whole situation is getting ready to change. As far as talking about, we just had too much rain. What's getting ready to happen is Randy Heyman is getting ready to become the topic of conversation. Sure enough, here he is.
Well, you remember what I said. I said they're looking for just the right scenario to replace him, fire him.
Yep.
And honestly, how he explained how that one pump was working and then human error made the other pump not work.
And the vacuum.
I think it's somebody inside of there that's working to get him fired. That's just my opinion.
Maybe.
Because I mean, hey man, if it's human error, that means that actually somebody actually had to press some type of button to do something. Think about that for a minute. You know, so I wish the best of luck for him. Hopefully get a nice big package. Because I'm not gonna say it was embarrassing. I mean, because throughout the United States, you go from the Midwest all the way down to the Gulf Coast.
Everywhere.
I mean, when I tell you, them folks on top of their houses and on top of their barns and stuff.
Right, lifting little kids out of the on helicopters.
Mm-hmm. So that, like I told them folks, man, I'm not a climate denier, but I know something when this rain is hitting like it's hitting. You remember a couple of years ago here where it came through that summer camp and killed, 25 children?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes, it's really nothing you can really do about it, but you got to be on your A game. I really wanted to see if all those pumps, like you said, you've never seen where all the pumps have been online. Nobody. I don't think nobody that's living right now can say, I was in New Orleans and every single pump worked. But I really wanted to see how they were going to maintain it.
I think that should be a goal. But here, see, maybe I'm on the outside looking in and I just don't know. But there would have to be a meeting, and I would have to say we're going to assign somebody to these pumps, even if they're automated. Because some of those pumps are automated. They kick in at a certain time, and they're supposed to stay on. One of those automated pumps kicked in, and 15 minutes later, it was off.
Now, was that the one that did it from human error, or is that just the one that just went offline completely?
I think that's the one that just went offline. I'm not certain. But my whole point was, as the CEO, here's my new plan. My new plan is have somebody at every one of these different these pump stations. Just in case something goes wrong, show me in my delivery how we can make sure that these pumps stay up. That's number 2. And do it during the time where we don't need it. And take the water out of those daggone canals prior to it getting ready to rain.
That would be the first thing I would do, because you got so much technology to know that this weather is coming. And it's just, the meteorologist is about 95% right. So I would definitely get that water out of there, man. But, I was looking at CNBC, the business people came out today, and it had the 10 worst state economies.
And we in there.
Number 4, Louisiana.
Yep.
We have overtaken Mississippi of receiving more federal dollars than any other state. Remember that man said it was an ATM machine?
He ain't lying.
That's more than no. Larry said New Orleans is using
for the federal government.
I told them folks, I said it must be a Chime Bank account or something that Louisiana got, man. So, no, man. But one more thing, man, the Nolan Wells thing you was talking about. Gerard, it was a Nolan Wells incident here in Texas, and it happened in April. Two white kids and one black kid went on a boat together. Mm-hmm. The 2 white kids came back. The young black man supposedly drowned. Only thing different in that case is these dummies threw his cell phone and took his clothes off and put him in the bush. Now, they have not arrested them for murder, but they arrested them for tampering with evidence. But my whole thing is, this happened in April. It's July now before they started to make an arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nolan Wells, the sheriff is supposed to speak at 6 o'clock or give more information. This man does not even have a timeline. It's been 7 days and you cannot come up with a timeline. But every time the parents or the attorney speak, somebody from that boat goes and says something to contradict what they're saying. So I really believe these folks are not only hiding what happened, but they working together. I'm talking about the people that was on that boat. Because the mother said that was her son's voice. I don't care what nobody say. Your mama knows your voice, your smell, your actions, and everything else you do. Now, that dude came on Good Morning America and said, no, that was me talking. Now, that video been floating around for 7 days. Why you wait today to come and say that was you talking? Did you tell the sheriff that? Did you call the parents and tell the parents that?
Nope.
Exactly. Them folks lying. But that good old boy system, the FBI is supposedly starting to talk to people now. But do you really trust Trump's FBI?
Mm-mm.
You got to remember, right there in Senatobah, Mississippi, it's been 28 days since that 1-year-old baby was killed. They haven't released anything else. So we're in trying times, man. Y'all check on y'all children. And for my folks in Orleans Parish, I got a canoe in my yard. I let you use it for a small fee.
So let me
it's
ask
getting
you.
ready to rain again.
Let me ask you this, Galloway. From the beginning to the end, give me your assessment on what you think, not what you know, but what you think happened to Nolan Wells.
What I think. Nolan did go out there with them people. Gerard, when you go out to those islands and stuff like that, there's a lot of Confederate battle flags, a lot of Trump flags, and a lot of people that don't like you, that don't look like you. And my personal belief, something was done to that dude. I can't prove it, but I believe he was either forcibly drowned or he was hit with something and drowned. I can't prove it, but in incidents like this, normally that's what happens. Everybody turns one way while that one bigot or one wannabe racist, him and his group, will do something to him. Because no doubt there was an argument. And no doubt there was not a fight, but there was some words being said. And race has something to do with it. Goes back to what I've always been taught. If you go out somewhere and you're the only person that looks like you, you better have a survival plan. Because you can be on, remember that movie that Ice-T had, The Hunger Games?
Yep.
Not The Hunger Games, when he was out there with them dudes hiking and camping in the woods? And turned around, they gave him a 4-hour head start? Something like that probably happened. I'm not buying his excuse that he met with some girl and he wanted to stay out there. Because not one person on that island that owns a boat said Nolan Wells was supposed to ride back with me. Who is these other group of friends? Now, did he meet some girl? Probably did. Right. But that one girl said no. He left me and went back with them. I think he got left out there unintentionally or intentionally, and they said, okay, the people that he came with left him. It's time to have some fun. He might have been out there fighting for his life. I wouldn't trust the state coroner. That woman cannot tell you the cause of death of somebody that got hit over the head with blood and sports trauma.
I was surprised that the judge said anything, because to me, I think that she basically put herself in a position where they can sanction her and actually follow up with judicial misconduct, because as a judge, you're not supposed to be making comments. I don't care if it is your son, but you're not supposed to be making comments on a situation that involves anybody.
Now check this out.
It's an open case.
Check this out. I want you to go back and look at that judge's first original comment and post. I want you to look behind her at the state flag that she has. She has the old Mississippi stars and bars. Why is that important? That flag has been gone for 6 years. She letting folks know she is still part of the Confederacy. Think about that. Once again, the sheriff and her work in the same county. I'm not saying it's a conflict of interest because she does chancery judge. But I guarantee you, them folks know each other some kind of way. Now, all of a sudden, all them boys have talked to the police and they fully cooperated. Why haven't y'all had a whole press conference? Since y'all cooperated and they cleared y'all because there's nothing criminal. Why haven't y'all sat down and talked? Y'all wait till somebody says something that implicates you in possibly doing something wrong, and then you want to diffuse that. Why wouldn't y'all let that march downtown Ocean Springs where them 400 men march? None of them can explain that stuff. I really believe them boys has had enough time with her being a judge. That means she was a lawyer, and they came up with a story. And whatever they tell that Ledbetter, that's the name of the sheriff, that's what he's going to go with it. But thank goodness for people like Byron Allen, Tyler Perry, and other folks that's putting in real money behind that. I keep telling people to get you an investigator. Some of these people charge $500-600 an hour. So if you really want to investigate a death or something like that, you might need $1 million or $2 million if you want it really done right. Yep. These ain't no internet people that they're hiring, that Ben Crump and them are hiring. These guys are professional. Most of them are former law enforcement, former FBI agents. So they getting paid. Now, wherever the chips fall, let them fall. you know. But nobody's gonna make me believe that young man just sit out there and went swimming and drowned. He was forced to be drowned, or he was beat up and drowned.
I got another one for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we saw what happened with Lindsey Graham. What you thinking? I'm gonna get you, bro. You know I'm gonna ask you.
Hey, girl, hey. Secret lovers.
See?
That's what we are. You did not pay me.
Oh, Lord.
Take this. Take that.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's gone. That's what happened to him.
And do you think that Mitch McConnell is alive or dead?
If Mitch McConnell is alive, I'm the Pope of New Orleans. That picture look like the weekend at Bernie's. Man, come on, man. Come on. You in a hospital bed with a button-up shirt on, no IVs, no nothing. Your eyes wide open. That's how they did weekend. All he needed was some shades on. He could have really been weekend at Bernie's. Man, come on, man. But you know what? They've already replaced Graham's seat with his sister. You want to talk about DEI? Didn't earn it? This woman has never held a political position in her life.
Yeah.
Now she's the senator to finish out his term.
Ain't that something?
Ain't that something? But yeah, but Lizzie, he went to the upper room twisting.
Boy.
All right, Gerard, I hear the music, brother. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, go away. Talk to you later, bro. Oh, Lord. He went to the upper room twisting. Oh, boy. We all need Jesus right now. More coming up, y'all. Here for the whole tight.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is partnering with a tech wonderland right in the middle of New York City. It's called Tomorrow, stylized as TM:RW. And it's designed to showcase the tech and innovation of the future.
Robots, dog robots, holograms, headphones, glasses, meta glasses. Just, it's a beautiful place to be. And I think if you're ever in Times Square, you should definitely check it out.
In this conversation on Bloomberg, Shaq explained why he decided to throw his money behind the Times Square-based store.
Well, I always invest in things that I first believe in and, things that are going to change people's lives. This is something that, there's not really a lot of competition out there. And I know once people come inside the store, they will love what they see and they will fall in love with what they see.
Stop by and you might even see Shaq himself, or maybe even a hologram of him.
A beautiful, sexy hologram. It's a hologram, a beautiful, sexy hologram.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's off the top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
As America celebrates our 250th birthday, I continue to reflect not only on where we are, but how we got here. Like millions of Americans, I am deeply proud of this nation. Make no mistake about it, I am proud to be an African American, and I am equally proud to be an American. And those two identities are not in conflict. They strengthen one another. Yet I worry that the story being told about our nation's founding has become too narrow, a move by some to erase or whitewash our history. It sometimes suggests that the birth of American freedom belonged to only one people, one culture, or one experience. History tells us something far richer and far more diverse. From the earliest days of the struggle for independence, African Americans, indigenous people, and immigrants stood beside the colonists in the fight for liberty. Some fought as free men, others fought while still enslaved, believing that the ideals proclaimed in 1776 would one day include all of us. Historian Henry Louis Gates Jr. has documented the indispensable role of people of African descent played in the Revolutionary era. Retired Lieutenant General Russell Honore has likewise reminded audiences that the Continental Army drew strength from people of many backgrounds. That truth should not make any American uncomfortable. It should make every American proud. Because the foundation of this republic was never built by one race alone. It was built by people of different colors, cultures, languages, and faiths who shared a common belief that freedom was worth fighting for. America's strength has never come from uniformity. It has come from people of different races, cultures, and faiths choosing to build one nation together. That is our history, that is our promise, and that is the America worth celebrating. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks
and Kimber White Dupree
from the Front Porch.
Some convos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
We are the rhythm of the streets.
The flavor in every dish.
The story in every song.
We are New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation.
We help artists build the future of New Orleans.
Because when the culture thrives, our people thrive.
Every note, every brushstroke, every dish is a door opening new possibilities for those who carry our traditions forward. And when we open that door, the whole city moves forward. For New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation, culture is our open door.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you for the next few minutes here. George, you've been holding. What's going on with you, man?
Man, I am the recording secretary for the Conspiracy Theory Club, bro, and I know you're the president. Okay. Huh?
I said that is true.
Yeah. So here's something to remember, right? When Russia was going through its iterations from being communist to an open, free, democratic society, there was a whole lot of Russian flu going over there. You remember that?
Russia is a democratic society?
When it was going through to its democratic society, yeah. But with the guy with the tattoo on his forehead?
I'm sorry, you got me on that one. So what are you talking about?
But anyway, through that transition, there was a whole lot of cases of what was called Russian flu. And all of these leaders who kept emerging kept getting the Russian flu and dying. It was a big old thing in Russia, man. It was a big thing because you never knew who the leader of Russia was going to be because they kept getting this Russian flu and dying.
Okay.
Okay, so now here the conspiracy is. You had Lindsey Graham, the man with the trunk ear, the trunk. Did I say it right? Trunk. Anyway, the man with the trunk ear in Ukraine talking about giving Ukraine missiles and trying to push America to give them what they needed to create their own ballistic missiles, right? So here he is leaving Russia and dying with no cause, except they're saying it's a heart attack. But I think he had the Russian flu. I think Putin put something on his AZZ and OFF'd him, bro. The Russian flu. Go back and look it up. You one of them journalist kind of guys. I think for anybody in the audience who like me that got long old memory, right, can remember that Russian flu because it was serious. And boy, look, every leader came up. The Russian became a leader, died suddenly with the Russian flu.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't remember that one, George.
Huh?
I'm sorry, my memory don't go back that far, so maybe
That's
I'm
all
just
right,
missing.
bro. I know you've been eating too much gumbo. Look, so but anyway, before I get off the radio, bro, I gotta say this because I just called to put my little conspiracy out there because I believe it's real. Lindsey Graham just didn't have a heart attack. Lindsey Graham got the Russian flu from Putin because he ain't want to get them people no missiles. He already doing bad enough in his war. But anyway, before I get off the radio, I gotta say this, man. You know. If I'm not listening to WBOK on my radio, in my car, next door neighbor, at his house, on my computer, wherever I can get to it, if I ain't listening to Gerard G. Man Stevens and the reality check, and is that who's that? DJ Nyron on the backboard today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I ain't listening to y'all, bro, I'm gonna miss out on an important black fact I need to know. Love y'all. Keep doing what you do.
All right, George. Okay. Just okay. Mm-hmm. You're right, Howard. Interesting. Oh, Lord. All right, then. I don't remember that one. Do y'all remember that one? I need to look that up. The Russian flu. That was 1889. Was George born in 1889? They said it was the first modern influenza pandemic. It took place between 1889 and 1892. I hope that's not what you're talking about, George. I hope that's not what you're talking about. And then it got one 1979. Is that got to be the one you're talking about? So I don't know. You know, in today's society, you don't know what folks are. They said he was perfectly seen to be in good health, and then when he came back, I'm talking about Lindsey Graham, that he didn't feel good, and said he had hardening of the arteries, which made that artery, I guess more so than anything else, split open because it was not a healthy artery. Well, I do believe God got a time for all of us. I don't know how much longer I got either. Nobody does. Nobody knows how long they got. But I will tell you this much. God don't like ugly. And it was interesting to me that there weren't a lot of folks on social media that were giving a lot of praise to a sitting senator. And they were not. It was so the silence was deafening. And then those who didn't care would come on and say what they want to say. And you be sitting there going, "Oh man, I hope nobody says that when I go. Oh man, listen to this. Oh man, read that." Then you got those folks that were basically saying, "You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. That man did a whole lot of this, he did a whole lot of that, and he shouldn't have to go through listening to you all with that crap," and yada, 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 yada. Then they did a comparison. And the comparison came from Trump, who basically wrote any and every derelict type of information that you could possibly write on social media about other folks dying. And they went through all of them. And I said, whoa, what a bad comparison. What a bad comparison. But I want us to understand something. Our civil being, just being civil, I don't think anybody wish anybody death or hope they die. But every once in a while, it'll make you look around and say, how many folks look at me the same way compared to? And it will make you look that way too. It will. Now, I know today, I think within the next 15 to 17 minutes, they're supposed to make a big announcement in this case against whoever in the Nolan Wells case. So they're supposed to be making a case. And I'm hoping that I hope two things. I hope that they get closure as far as parents are concerned. But the other part of it, I hope, is that this is not another racial issue. I think the world right now is in a state of being on the verge. Y'all ever get that feeling? We got a whole bunch of stuff going on in this country of ours right now. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on in this country right now. And a lot of it is self-inflicted. It is self-inflicted. And I think with it being self-inflicted, a lot of us end up with a case where we have just people going crazy, thinking they're going to get away with something. And we sitting back with a whole bunch of stuff on our own mind. And I think that's why a lot of people just go crazy. And I got to tell you what else made me go, what in the world is going on? Did y'all see Yellowstone Park this past weekend? Did y'all see what happened at Yellowstone Park? Did you see what happened at Yellowstone Park? What's wrong with white people? Why are y'all hanging around like that big 1,400-pound bison is a dog? And he chasing white people around. He chasing people. Grandpa flipped that man up like he ain't even exist. His ass went flying. What's wrong with white people? Why y'all hanging around the bison? And they screaming, bison, bison. I'm like, dude, why are we outside camping around the bison? That big buffalo flipped that man up in the air and it was somebody's grandpa flipped him up in the air like he was a piece of toilet tissue. What's wrong with y'all? Why are we camping around the bison? The bison just laying out there in the dirt. He's laying out there in the dirt. You know that bison, if he could talk, he was like, I'm going to sit up here and lick myself for a little while. Oh, I hope they do stay around. Yep, clean myself off just a little bit. And as soon as I get up, I'm going to go charge one of them bastards. And I'm going to flip them. I'm going to flip somebody up in there. That bison ran that man around the tree 4 times. Can you see your grandpa in overalls running around the tree from a big ass buffalo? A bison. I call it buffalo. But and then I'm listening to the white lady. Run! How fast you think your grandpa gonna run? Bison coming! Bison coming! Get your ass in the car. And they running. The bison was at home. Y'all won't. And y'all was inflicting his territory. So he inflicted some pain about 10, 15 feet in the air on you. Run! Run! How fast is Paw running? Paw should have had him a scooter. Oh, well. Maybe it's me. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. Final few minutes here before we go. Run! Bison coming. Bison coming. His ass would have been a steak. All right, we got to take the break, y'all. More coming up in a minute. Everybody hold tight.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has died at the age of 71. His office says after a brief and sudden illness, he passed Saturday night at his Capitol Hill home just days after a wartime visit to Kyiv. The preliminary cause, an aortic dissection tied to hardened arteries. President Trump led the tributes, calling Graham one of the greatest people and senators he'd known and saying their Saturday phone call could have been his last. Funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. Graham's family has asked for privacy. Graham's death caps one of Washington's most dramatic political reversals. In 2016, he blasted Trump as a race-baiting, xenophobic bigot and refused to vote for him. Within a year, two were golfing partners. Graham became one of Trump's most trusted allies on Iran, Ukraine, and judicial nominations. The arc ran alongside a career marked by racially charged remarks and a reference to the good old days of segregation. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch, y'all. You know how we do every Monday. It's Movie Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to.
All day long.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
WBOK. Listen now on WBOK1230.com.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Here comes the bison. You know it had to be them, though. It could have been us. You know why? There wasn't no cussing. There was no... Bro, tell me you wouldn't have been cussing. Oh, yeah, you put me up in the air like that, there would have been a whole bunch of cussing. What you say, Jay? Jay?
Hey, man, I just want to say, yes, sir, no cussing and no marijuana. I'm just joking, man. I don't know, but You know what? Hey, Gerard, I know I'm getting old because when I go to these concerts outside, it's very little marijuana smoke out there. Like, man, we getting old, man.
Yeah, you old.
You know what I'm saying? People got jobs. We getting too close to Social Security.
Yes,
you know
indeed.
what I'm saying? So you can't mess that up. But you heard about what happened in Spain with the running of the bulls. Somebody got gored in the eye.
In the eye?
In the eye.
Ooh.
In the eye. And I was like, they still running with the bulls? You know.
And who that was?
A lot of people, yeah. I'm like, how do you get gored in the eye? You know, because I would have a helmet on or something. And the bulls, man, they don't be playing around. But I got a question for you, if you can answer. What happened with the Folgers? I know Folgers owe the city a good amount of money.
Oh, you don't remember?
Wrote it off.
Yeah, they got a waiver.
Okay. Is that waiver forever, or is it just and why would he do that?
I have no idea.
I'm
But
thinking,
they got a waiver for, you talking about them taxes?
Yes.
Yeah, they got a waiver.
Because I don't drink Folgers. I heard a lot of people know and said, man, don't drink Folgers. So I'm sticking with that. But I just can't understand why he would let.
That'd be something
what
to
you
follow
just
up
said
on.
about us being.
That'd be something good to follow up on.
Because I'm like,
we need to know. Yeah.
I got you.
I wrote that down on my diary of things. Find out what happened. So we'll ask some of the city council people, because they're the ones that started making a complaint after we brought it up. So let's find out. Does Folgers still owe the city money?
Yes.
Man.
Yes, sir.
And I guess my question too is not only them, but does Essence still owe the city $400,000?
Good question.
So let's find out what some of that money is.
I just heard they want $12 million a year on.
That's all we all heard
recently.
Yep.
Like $12 million.
It ain't worth it.
Yeah. I would say ask each of the businesses to pay. You got your hotels down here. They the one making the money.
Yep. Hotel, motel, and then don't forget, in the French Quarter, they got it so that you can't come in and do no business. So
wow.
Only the people living in the French Quarter or working in the French Quarter have the right to be in that zone. Anybody else? Nope. Yon. So we'll see. That's some good questions, especially when we start talking economics. So let's see. Since we're gonna have a problem getting that bond now. So let's see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. All right, Jay.
It's gonna be interesting. You have a good day, man. Thank you.
You do the same.
Much.
Thanks for the call. This the one, the only Mustang Sally.
How you doing?
Oh, yes, indeed. Made my heart feel good. What you say?
I know. I heard about your birthday. I said, well, he didn't do the shaky leg or the stinky leg.
I did the
he
split.
Probably did
hurt
a new
myself.
dance with the cowboy boots on and the calf.
I did the split and hurt myself. Mm-hmm.
Well, we all gonna be hurting ourselves. We keep on doing anything.
Mm-hmm. How you doing?
But I'm glad to hear you, man. I just wish you a happy birthday and a happy everything else. My little back is just then gone out of whack.
What's wrong with your back?
Arthritis. Yeah, it's my back. It's gone out of whack with arthritis. But I'm still moving around. I'm not keeping still.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still moving around and everything. And
are you still in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm still here. You know, I'm doing pretty good. But you know, every now and then I do listen to your show. But you know, a lot of things is not what they should be. But I pray for y'all. I'm glad y'all still on. No matter what they say. That's where I was born. That's my place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just tell everybody that I say hello, and the ones that don't like me, but the ones that do like me, love you so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so y'all take care, babe.
Yeah, I was wondering where you was.
I've
been wondering where you was because let's see, I'm trying to figure out when the last time I saw you.
Oh my goodness, when I was there.
It's
That was,
been
I
a
think
minute.
that was I think it was like before the right after the night. That's the last time I really saw you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when people, wasn't doing the march anymore and stuff like that. And right now it seems like their eyes is half open. And I hope that some of them are looking at us like the folks look at us. One white man said, he said, you know how I wink at black people? And he held that gun up. I said, yes, indeed.
Well, it is so good to hear from you. I know you're kicking.
Yeah. It's good to hear from you, too, because by me missing home, I have to listen to that's my history.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of things y'all be saying about New Orleans, that's my history.
Well, keep us updated with you. Keep us updated.
And, I just appreciate you and tell Wick and all of them I say hello, and I'm so sorry to hear about my boy, who died.
Yeah.
And I wish him, go on in heaven, man. BB and them waiting for him.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
All right, Mustang Sally. Yes, indeed.
You be good, baby.
You too,
be
dear.
good. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Okay, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mustang Sally, y'all. That's one of our true listeners. Mustang Sally. We had Cowboy and all of them. We had characters. All right, y'all. Don't forget, you get a chance. Make sure that you go on LouisianaDeservesBetter.com. Find out how if you have not signed the recall, find out how you can get one of the recall forms mailed to you instead of you going stand in line. That might be a way that you can do it. Go on LouisianaDeservesBetter.com and see how you can get one of the forms mailed to you instead of going to just stand in line to go do it. Especially for our elderly that can't stand in that line for a long period of time. See how you can get it mailed to you. LouisianaDeservesBetter.com. That's going to wrap things up for us. Appreciate everybody for being a part of the program on today. We'll be back on tomorrow. Y'all, I got so much stuff to tell you about. I can't tell you yet. I'm just waiting for David Hammer to tell me that the program coming on from Channel 4. Chad, know what I'm talking about. Y'all call Chad and ask Chad what I'm talking about. Chad, what Gerod talking about David Hammer? He'll tell you. That's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation. We'll see you tomorrow, y'all. Y'all have a good evening.